I have a surprise guest on today's show, but I'll keep you guessing. And in the meantime, I want to start out with a napkin design because it's going to be a beautiful table setting, and I want to show you something very, very simple. All you have to do is take an oversized napkin, fold it up to make a triangle, and then you take each point and let it meet the top point. Flip the napkin over, and then you fold it back about 3/4 of the way and just fold it over, and there you have your napkin design. And this looks lovely when you put it on a decorative plate right in the middle. The first thing I'm going to make today is mushroom onion roll-ups. Start off by adding oil to your pan and chopped mushrooms and onions. Stir them around until they're nice golden brown. And I'll be taking crescent dough and taking the crease, folding it together so that you have a nice smooth surface, and I usually put a little flour on the crease. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you get about 5 roll-ups on every piece of dough. There are 4 pieces of dough in the crescent roll. But just make sure this is nice and golden brown along the edges. Okay. Now, I have here the fried, sauteed onions and mushrooms. I'm going to transfer them to a little larger bowl. Ease in mixing. I will add a little bit, about a teaspoon of mayonnaise, just to make sure that they all stick together properly. And then take a pinch of salt and pepper to taste. Mix it all together. And when I begin to use them for the roll-ups, I make an imaginary line and divide the mix so that I can scoop out each piece. Now we'll go over here, and I have the 4 pieces of crescents. And as you see, there are the perforations, and I'm just pressing them down so that I can have one solid piece of dough. And I'll do that likewise to the other 3 pieces. If you want to, you can flip them over, do a little bit more flour so they don't stick to the surface. And then I'll take this one right here because it seems fairly large. Take that 1/4 portion, put it in the middle, spread it around within a 1/2 inch of the edge. Roll up the long way. And if the crevice opens up a little bit, just pinch it. Take a little more flour. It'll be fine. Push it together. There you go. Then you want to take one. And I'll show you there are two different ways of baking them. Either like so, stand-up fashion, or if you want, you can take and turn them over, flatten like so, and make a pinwheel. But that's your choice. Now it seems like I have a little bit of extra dough, so I probably stretched it a little longer, and so I'll make 6 for this one. And we will apply it to Teflon coated pan. You can also spray if you want a little bit of oil spray if you feel it might stick. This dough is very good though. And just place them a few inches apart and wait till you see how they come out. I'll put that one like so, so you get an idea on the pinwheels. Just a little tip, make sure that the onions and mushrooms, after having been sauteed, cool a bit before applying them to the dough. In the meantime, I have a prepared dish of the onion mushroom roll-ups. I have a fun way for you to make oven roasted potatoes. Just watch. First of all, prepare your pan, spray it lightly, and then set it aside and start working on the potatoes. I have taken some potato wedges already, and I have them cut, pre-cut. I'm just going to drain them out and have one left to show you. Take, cut thick pieces. And cut down the middle, and then zigzag. I use about 8 potatoes. Russets are good, all-purpose, whatever you usually use at home. Now, you'll take your seasoning, put it in a bag. Like I said, this is the fun part. I have a lot of seasoning here, from paprika to pepper, garlic powder, mustard, thyme, and basil. It's wonderful. And I use a little over a tablespoon. This, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, you might want to take and just dry off the potatoes a little bit before putting them into the bag. Now you just wrap it up with a hand twist and shake it around. Mix it in. It's less messy this way. And you can see it's covering everything. Only takes about a minute. And after you make those roll-ups on 425, this goes in on 425 for a half hour, but turn it after the first 15 minutes so you brown both sides. Easy, no mess. Spread them out. And wait till you see what they look like when they come out. It's that. Now, while that's baking, we are going to do a beautiful brisket. And I am going to be introducing my guest to you at this time. This is my cousin Charlotte. I told you I'm having a guest today, and I'm so happy she's here because she's the one who showed me how to make this brisket to begin with. And I'd like to go through it all over again with you in the listening and viewing audience. So go right ahead.
Thank you, Gloria. I'm very happy to be here with you and share this recipe that was given to me. My family thoroughly enjoys it. You start off with a single brisket. Then for the sauce, you will take 1 cup of ketchup. It's a very easy recipe. Half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of light brown sugar, and 1 envelope of onion soup mix.
Wow, that does look good. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. And what I like to do is with a whisk, mix this all in together.
How many people do you think this feeds?
Depends.
And your family, how many people?
You have to remember with a brisket, any kind of meat, when it cooks, it shrinks.
Yeah, true.
So even though it's a 3-pound brisket, I would figure probably maybe up to a half a pound per person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boy, does that smell good.
Now, I would take,
Let me know if you want me to hold anything.
I want to move this up,
That, okay.
a pan, and my tip is to line it with heavy-duty aluminum foil both ways so that you have a clean pan afterwards. You don't have to do any cleaning afterwards. What I do is put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom
So it won't stick.
just to get the flavor all around instead of all of it on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Then place the brisket right on top.
Good.
And pour the rest of the sauce over the brisket.
I know, it's so easy.
Very easy. They love it. It has a very barbecue sauce to it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Then what I do is seal this on all ends.
And this is the key, you're right, to really steam it in.
And make sure you seal the ends so the juice does not come out of the end. That's why I usually put 2 or 3 sheets of paper. Put it in the oven, 3 $325.
It was $3.50 I did,
$3.50
yeah.
for about, it's 2 to 3 hours. If you like it softer, you can go to 4 hours. But I would watch it. This is excellent. Once it's done, cool down, slice it. It freezes beautifully. Put it in the slices with some of the sauce, and you're ready to reheat.
Now, I tried this 2 different ways, and I'm seeing how my cousin is doing this now while she's wrapping it really tight. The first time I did it, I just sealed it over the glass. And I found that the second time, when I wrapped it like she showed me, that it came out even softer in less amount of time. So you're absolutely right. This really holds it.
In the heat.
Right.
And I hope you all enjoy.
Maybe angle it. Beautiful. Wow. I do have to say, when I made my first brisket, I made big chunks, and now I see how my cousin cuts it ever so thin, a half to a quarter of an inch. The presentation is better, it looks great, and spreads around to more people.
And with the extra sauce, you can put it in a dish and serve it alongside for those who like more sauce.
Oh, thank you so much. And my cousin Charlotte is going to join me at the end of the show at the dinner table. So we'll show you how everything comes together. You know, because we're having such a hearty meal today with the brisket, potatoes, the roll-ups, we want to have something light, sweet, and tasty at the end of the meal. So I thought you might like to see how to make just simple dried fruit dips. What I have here are very large apricots. I had to mail away from them. You cannot get them in the supermarket, but large apricots. These are dried peaches, pears, and pineapple. And what I use is bittersweet chocolate. I just put it in the micro, and this has been melted at 1 minute for the first stir, and then 20 seconds thereafter to get this nice texture of melted chocolate. After dipping the fruits in the chocolate, what I do is I sprinkle a little pistachio chopped, walnuts, and this is what the chips look like before they've been microwaved. They're very thick chocolate chips, so look for them in the baking section of your store. Now, I will take a pineapple, and even though it's a little jagged on the edges, I'm going to show you what I'll do after I dip it. Dip in, lay it on a wax papered tray or board, and then sprinkle, I prefer sprinkling coconut on the pineapple. And when it comes out of the refrigerator, because we're going to chill it for a few minutes, I'll show you then how I trim any jagged edges. The pear, dip. It's not even halfway, but just make sure that you get both sides, and then let the remaining chocolate drip off. And for this, pistachios, chopped pistachios are fantastic. Now we get to the apricots. Again, dip. There is a little trick if you have small apricots from the supermarket. You can take one of those meat mallets and pound them down and make them a little bit bigger. But like I say, I got this on the internet and it's awesome. This will have walnuts. And the peaches. You can do anything you like. I'm just showing you the variety of selection. And now I'll continue to make a few more. Now I'm going to pop these in the refrigerator for just a few minutes, and then I'll show you how they finally come out. A tray of ready-made. You see how they lost their sheen? They're now hardened. I made some plain ones too, because some people don't like the nuts or the coconut. Now, I do have a husband who likes me to make things nice and simple and smooth. So if you have a pineapple that has jagged edges, you just take a special scissors that you can get in the food section of your cooking department and just smooth things around. So you can do that with any fruit. If you see a jagged edge, extra chocolate that might have dripped on an edge, just take and snip it, and it's a nicer presentation. So here I am with my cousin Charlotte at a beautiful table setting, and we are going to enjoy the brisket and potatoes and the little mushroom onion roll-ups and our dried fruit. It's a wonderful table setting, and Charlotte, I'll ask you to begin.
Okay. And I hope you enjoyed the meal that we've made for you. Hope you'll, as much as our family enjoys eating it.
Thank you so much for being with me on the show, and I'd like to tell people that in the future, if you would like to know about how to make these napkin designs or anything like these decors of jelly roll-ups, towel roll-ups, please contact the studio either by website or by phone, and we would be very happy to add more things to the show to help you to have a lovely table setting like we have. Thank you for joining us.
Bon appetit.
Thank you.
Delicious.